Alrighty, let's get started. Having some issues with my mouse. I'm not sure if it's surface related or if my CPU is running hot again. So we'll see how we get on. Hopefully we don't have too much in terms of issues. That would be nice. Van Damme, hello. Just enjoying the Zelda music. It's pretty good, isn't it? This track is pretty amazing. Or like this mix is really good. I'd like to be able to just share this with you, but it doesn't look like I can. Copy. Oh, there you go. That's easy. Hello, Crubion. How are you doing? Hope you're good. By the way, Van Damme, I checked out your YouTube channel. I couldn't find the GoldenEye Zelda mashup, but I saw some of the other stuff, like what's the guy from the gloomy woods, whatever area that throws the crate? That was really good. And I checked out Rambi as well. And Rambi on Squawks, like getting flown by Squawks. That's funny. Some good stuff there. The Zelda one is only recent. Yeah, I couldn't see it at all though. I checked your uploads. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Couldn't see it. Maybe it's not up yet or something. So what was I doing? I did some quality of life things this morning. Fixed up some under the hood stuff that should hopefully make levels load quicker. Of course we did this yesterday, which is pretty cool. I'm going to add some maps, I think. So the improvements I did today had to do with the map loading system, but I'm just going to add some new ones. So one of the big changes I made is that I used to compare strings when I was loading maps. So I've since learned that that's super slow. I kind of knew that already, but basically I've converted the string names of the maps into hashes, and hopefully that should be quicker. I didn't bother doing any benchmarking tests or anything like that. I'm just pretty confident that it should be quicker. So that's happened. I designed a new area, which is gonna get designed or like implemented soon. But first we're gonna add these. So we need to add, draw this over here. So we're gonna add Rock Desert 1, 2, Rock Witch Island, Rock Coast 4, and Rock Witch Huts. Coming out of the wall sphincters, Rock Knight Studios with the massive raid. Raid! We don't have any defenses. Autobrage, help me. Autobrage isn't even switched on. Oh my goodness, I'm in trouble. To turn Autobrage on. Lord Overflow, hello, welcome. Brainoid, promise won't ask you what your favorite spell is this time. Thanks, I appreciate it. Nah, feel free, feel free. I should know this. Autobrage just loading up. Welcome guys. How was your stream? What were you guys working on? Art stuff, hello. Let me just show you guys what I'm working on. This is the game, or this is what it looks like anyway. Last thing we did yesterday was we added a little particle effect for exploding a rock, which is going to be like a little mini quest. The effect we got looks something like that. I think it's pretty cool. Great, quite productive. Managed to finish the animations for the second character. Awesome, that's great. That's for your stream overlay game, right? I also did particle effects today. I really like working with particle effects. I think it's one of my favorite things. Nice, looks good. Thank you very much. It's not perfect. I've cut some corners and stuff, but the reason I did that is because this will happen literally once in the game. You'll get this once, and the camera's going to be shaking, and it's going to be like, you know, a big explosion and stuff. So I figured I shouldn't waste time making it perfect. It's better to just kind of make it good enough, you know. Tweaking some particles yesterday sucks so bad at it. It is actually quite tough. I remember when I first made the snow levels. I'll need to mute the music because there's actually in-game music here. When I did these snow particles, I think I spent like 3 hours doing this. Azrael Studio, thank you very much for the follow. I thought it was gonna be like super easy, but this took me bloody hours. I'm really happy with it now, but it was like a surprise at how long it took to get right. But yeah, no, it's really meditative to work on, so I really enjoy playing about with particle effects and stuff. For sure, it takes time to get right. The rain in the Dark Swamp looks... where is it? Dark Swamp here. The rain in the Dark Swamp also looks really good, I think, but was way easier to make because I'll just go in one direction. So that was super easy to make. I made a couple of ones that... some of these might be broken now, just possibly. Yeah, like these ones where they're like in a different realm. They're more abstract, these particles, but I still think they're pretty cool. Even got the precipitation to act properly during screen scroll. Yeah, they're, well, it's actually, they exist in the world, so when you scroll, then it moves with you. Looks nice, thank you very much. All right, so I was working on adding more maps, which this is the sketch of the area I'm adding. So I'm adding a couple of these maps here. Oh, wag. Game developers have it so easy this day. They don't. I understand for sure. I know just how much life is simplified. Default's really good for that, I think. I mean, I haven't really used other engines, but I find default's quite flexible in a lot of ways. There's things where you can be flexible, and there's things where they've kind of done things for you. Like garbage collection, for instance, that's a good example. I don't want to have to bother with garbage collection, so that's built into the engine, so I really don't need to worry about it, which is like perfect for me. Thank God for modern engines. My mediocre coding skills would not have cut it on a lower level language or lower hardware. Exactly, I'm in exactly the same boat. I mean, I guess the trade-off is that if someone better than me or more enthusiastic than me did a lower level language kind of thing, did the same thing, it would probably run better, I guess, because you can be very specific, but that's just not me. Like I don't find it interesting, and I'm not talented as a programmer. Like I'm okay, I can make a game like this happen. There's a lot of stuff that's quite spaghetti-ish about it, but you know, it's not, programming isn't my main passion, so. Engines are nice and abstracted programming languages are nice too. Not the fastest thing in the world in the processor, but they're good enough to program great games. Exactly. I think a lot of us are in that boat. If the garbage collector worked, it would just erase my code altogether. I love that. Too right, too right. Well, I implemented something that got rid of, I had like a 200 line if, else, if, else, if, else, if, else, if, just the whole thing, just because I didn't know how to structure it properly. So I fixed that this morning. So I'm pretty happy about that. That makes it sound dumber than it was. I had good reason to do it that way, but it did look pretty nasty. So I'm happy that's gone. Okay, so we have added, let's see, that's how many maps? 1, 2, yeah, I need to do the wagons, okay. So I'm off screen filling in a spreadsheet with some basic details about these maps. So I'll be able to load them into the engine once I'm done processing them. So we're gonna add these things here. Spreadsheet life once again. I see spreadsheet life every day, man. Every day. I heard some companies have warnings that go off if your committed code has too many if statements in it. That's probably fair in a professional environment with multiple people working on the same thing. That's, you know, you should stick to a certain I guess style or structure or something like that. I have a cryptography tool I'm going to be working on again soon, and I'm not looking forward to having to write my own garbage collector because the built-in garbage collector in Golang doesn't run often enough or fast enough for my liking while dealing with crypto keys. Yay! That's the kind of stuff I don't want to do. I always hack stuff in with if statements wrapped around entire pages of code. Nice. It's funny, I think, like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I find that I've started doing things that are good programming practice without having really learned it from an official source. Like, I haven't really learned object-oriented programming, but I think I've kind of started doing it. Sort of. It's probably riddled with spaghetti and bad practice, but when I now read about object-oriented programming, I'm like, oh, yeah, I kind of do that. Simplified and stuff, but anyway. Right, so we need to open the map dictionary and stuff. So we can just add this at the top now, it doesn't matter. I miss if statements, load and then compare, then relative branch instructions are annoying to deal with. I hate it, thanks. That sounds awful. My code is probably going to be displayed on the walls in hell for all programmers. Right, see you later, Rock Knight. Thanks for the raid and hope you have an excellent day and an excellent meal. See you later. I've got some old stuff that was pretty bad, but it's kind of nice to look. I think it's nice to look back at old stuff and see how you've improved. I guess that's the positive way to look at it. Does this mean I can? No, I can't launch it without having added the code switch. That's fine. That's okay. So we need to cut these across. All right. So I was going to edit this. I was going to change the way this works, because this is incorrect. I wanted something else to happen here. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this over. Yes, I'm going to edit it over here. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to take... How good is this mix, by the way? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this here. Can get rid of this coastline stuff because I know that's there. So this is gonna be, let's call this coast 4. No, we can't. Well, we can. We just amend this map, coast 4. And that will be 17.5, which we'll edit. This will be coast 5. And then this will be rock, which island. Right. just need to get this stuff over. Tax refund for 9,000 Swedish crowns. Good part of the year when you get loads of tax refunds. I'm looking at that as well, actually. I did some consulting work during the tax year that is literally just about to end. So I'm going to do my tax return as soon as possible so I can get those sweet, sweet refund bucks. Because I need it. I need it to eat. But Kankan, it's good to see you. It's been too long. I hope you're good. Right, like that. Okay, so that's coast 4, 17.5. Right, got it. So that means I suspect that coast 3 should be amended to link to coast 4 here. Good, been doing loads of uni work. That's good. Stay busy. Rather, it's been busy. Busy and good can both be true. I had to pay in quite a bit because self-employment doesn't automatically cause taxes to be taken out of my paychecks. That is true. Yeah, I'll have to worry about that next year, hopefully. Well, actually, I'm probably not going to earn anything this tax year either. Which is going to get tough. But I really want to release the game early next year. So hopefully maybe get some earnings. Like the UK tax year ends now, basically, in the beginning of April. So if I could get some earnings in before that, it would be good because then I could make use of the annual allowance. 9,000 crowns for 3 months of work this year on tax refund is freaking awesome. Yeah, because they'll have taken money from you, assuming you'd work the whole year. That's why probably. What's 9,000 crowns in US dollars? Probably $1,000 or something. Round about there, maybe a little bit more even. Doing taxes 4 times a year is annoying as well, no doubt, no doubt. So this will go to Rock Coast 4. That's the only thing we're going to amend there. That's fine. $8 per crown, right about there. Yeah, cool. Having to do taxes 4 times a year if you expect to owe more than 10,000 bucks throughout the year. You mean oh? Yeah, oh no wait, that's 1,000. Oh, 1,000. 8 crowns per USD. That would be nice though, if it was $8 per crown. That would be nice. You'd be rich. Right, we want this map. Give me the map. 17.5. Did I get rid of that already? Yeah, I did. So this would be Rock Coast 4, and we're going to edit the heck out of you. I think I'd be in the upper tax bracket then. Well, you just get the money back. That's it. So then we need a corner that looks like this. No, like this. I hate working with edges in water. It's just takes me so long to understand. Actually, I should probably keep this. You know what? I can move this over like some kind of mad genius. $72,000 tax refund. Wait, no, it would be $8,000 tax refund, right? Don't get carried away now. Yeah, I can move this. Minimal effort. Could you program a tool so that water tiles near edges correct themselves? I wouldn't even need to program it. There is something like that in Tiled. I just cannot for the life of me figure out how to use it. I did try, and it just, nah. I just couldn't get it. Oh yeah, because you got 9,000 crowns. Yeah, I'm with you now. My apologies. I was just being a doofus. Oh yeah, Van Damme, you'll be into this. I mean, I am, but you'll like it too, right? It's so good. Is it not? Yeah, it is. Nice. I'm not an accountant. What? No. That's a lie. Don't know what you're talking about. Beat the first game in this boss again only recently. It's such a good game, like the feels. Unbelievable feels. Okay, and then what I want to do is create a separate map, I guess. Now, I'm just worried about... Is the game out? No, we're talking about Donkey Kong Country. That game is definitely out. It's been out for some time. Right, let me just do a thing. Oh, that's weird that I jumped to time. I wish the game was out. That would be nice. Then I could make some money. So Coast 4. Didn't realize you're talking about the game from the use. Yeah. Right, so that's a bit annoying, but fine, we'll deal with it. So 17.6. So I'm having to run a couple of macros on these maps to fix them. My project partner has used the wrong version of Tiled to set these maps up. I had to write a macro to do it, to fix them, otherwise it would take me ages doing manual stuff. So it's still a bit manual, but a heck of a lot less than it was before. By the way, I wishlisted the game now, so I definitely don't miss it. Thanks, man, I appreciate it. Both of you. If anyone else wants to wishlist the game, pro tip, you should. That's the link. I'd love to make a real game someday, one day. Manual work is the best. I guess I agree because I do a lot of it. Van Damme, what kind of, I guess, what's stopping you and what kind of game would you like to make? Like, that's not meant to be cheeky or anything, I'm just interested. Because you seem pretty talented. I guess maybe you're concerned about your programming or something, because your 3D work is certainly up to par. Which one did I just do? So I think I did 17.7. I gotta just check. Yeah, that one's correct. There's some good game on Steam for sale. 5.5 euros. Don't want to spend more on DLCs. I don't know. What kind of games do you like? I shouldn't have shut that down. I want to build up more skills and money before I start on a real game. The main game I want to make is a 2D platformer done in the same style as my Donkey Kong Country 2 remake. There's also sort of 3D platformer slash RPG slash Metroidvania type of thing I want to make too. Okay, okay. Yeah, that sounds fair. I mean, your YouTube channel seems to be doing pretty good, so hopefully that can like kind of, I don't know if it's like enough to sustain you or whatever, but hopefully you're making some kind of ad revenue or something off it, so it makes sense to practice before doing something real. Pretty much every genre besides like Telltale stuff, not any interactive series, etc. Ah, okay. Oh, that's pretty broad. I don't know. If anyone in the chat has any suggestions. Wait, what did I just do there? Oh, sugar. That's not the coast. Uh-oh. Frick. Can't hurt to start even if you don't feel ready. Honestly, I don't know any game dev who felt ready when they started. You can't learn as you go. That's true. Tobor, hello! It is good afternoon for me. I'm in the UK. But good morning to you. I suspect you are somewhere in North America. Thanks for showing off my game on your stream. Really appreciate that. Want to build up more money first, getting practice. YouTube's only my only source of income, and that's kind of full time to make it work right now. So I don't want to stop for an original game right now. That all seems super fair. You're doing great. So keep at it. Yes, thanks. Texas here. Cool. Cool. I haven't been to Texas. I was in Wisconsin last year, which I really enjoyed. The problem new game looks really cool. Thank you. Alright, let's see if I can undo what I just did. Rock Coast 3. Version history. Please have multiple versions. Today. Yes, go back to this one. Yes. Thank you, Dropbox. That Wisconsin accent. I have no idea. I was trying my best there. We had cheese curds. It was great. We went to a batting range. We shot some guns. We had a very American time when we were there. It was lots of fun. You nailed it. Yes. All right, let's see. Have I undone my mistake? I have. Awesome. Well, that makes me happy. That's set up correctly. Good. All right, let's be less distracted here. America. Shot some guns. Yeah, it was terrifying actually. There was very little briefing. They were just like, they said like, have you ever shot a gun before? And I was like, yes. I used like a rifle at a bachelor party like a year before. And he was like, great, here's a handgun, here's a, what do you call them? A revolver? Like, it was pretty hefty, the kick on that thing. Just not prepared for that. And they just, this was in Wisconsin, Krub. This was not in Texas. They just give you a gun. I think that's crazy. Didn't even supervise me. Just like, here's a gun, here's some bullets, have fun. Didn't see if you mentioned it the other day, but how long have you been working on this? We are a year and a half in, and I predict another year, basically. Far too long, it needs to be released. My wallet agrees, Can, my wallet agrees. Some places give guns away with new accounts. I've seen that in movies, which I think is pretty hilarious. Right, so this needs to be macrofied. So, done. Hello, Ancient Gate. I'm going to need a therapist when I'm done. So, how long have you been working on your thing? Is that the thing? I've seen you did a really awesome trailer, which has been out for some time, because I'm sure I've heard about it a couple of years ago or something. Is that the same project you're working on? 6+ years? Yeah, it must be then. That's something. That is something. Hopefully this is the last one. This one is ancient. To fix even this bit here. And then, oh, it doesn't even have any properties. Fine, okay. That's fine. Everything's fine. I put up the trailer right at the end of 2016, yeah. Okay, cool. Full time since 2014. Crazy. How long do you have left? I know you get asked that all the time, because I get asked that all the time, but that's fair. I'm just like, it cracks the whip on me when people ask me all the time. Tim! Keep telling myself 3 months. Tobor, when I started this thing, this is really embarrassing. I started this thing and I said, we're gonna do a little little RPG and it's gonna take 3 to 6 months. I can't believe I even included 3 months as a possibility. That's mental. Tim, welcome. Thank you very much for raiding. How are you and your turtles? However long I think something's gonna take, at least triple it. Yeah, that seems pretty fair. Got no audio. Small RPG. Yeah, I know. I'm embarrassed. All right. Take worst case, double it, then you have more realistic minimum. Exactly. I can't show you guys the game. I'll have to open an old build, which is going to be like very old, but that's okay. That'll be enough to show you it moving around, I guess. Thing here. It should work. Okay, finally found audio again. Welcome, Tim. Thank you very much for the raid. How's your stream? Gave up on the idea of short timelines. Always takes forever for sure. This music is... What is this? This is Earthbound. Why does Windows send it to a microphone? Nice. It takes me 3 months just to make a 1-level gameplay demo. Well, at least you're realistic about things now. What is this? This is a very weird build. It's not the right one. I'm trying to find a build I can show you guys. That was not it. The getting of the eggs. Must have just implemented the quest system. Study system science, my professor preaches the worst case scenario times 1.5. At some point it becomes ridiculous to take the plan and multiply it by 10, because then you're basically saying that planning is useless. Like, I get why, but stream was a bit frustrating. Found no answers and debugging some low graphic state issues in my engine. The unfortunate part of writing your engine, for sure. I mean, I'm sure it'll feel great when it all works, but I can see why that's annoying. What are your thoughts on early access, if you don't mind me asking? I was gonna do it, but I've been talked out of it. I'll do my pitch for the game for people in a moment. I'm just gonna walk about aimlessly killing things for now. I was gonna do it, but people said it would be more like better suited for a closed beta. My main reason for not doing it, I was a bit worried about like the perception of early access stuff. Like some people really don't like it, but my main reason was that I feel like I'm not big enough to be able to like create multiple hypes. I'm hoping if I just have a launch, like I can like save all my dry powder for that and have like people buying it at the same time, and like I don't know how Steam algorithms work and stuff like that, but if I have early access, then most of whoever is on the stream and wants to buy it is going to buy it, and then when I launch it's going to be pretty pathetic, I reckon. So I don't know. Anyway, I really think the game needs some thorough beta testing, and that's probably better suited for like a closed beta rather than early access, because I don't want to expose people to a broken RPG. That kind of doesn't sound nice. The Gel Mega, thank you very much for the looks nice, and hello to you too. I have a debate with myself over early access several times a year. You're probably a closer candidate to it than I am, I would reckon. Again. I am get and all my experience screams that planning need yes, time never. What? I cannot parse that sentence for the life of me. I generally don't think early access is a good idea. I think early access is more suited to multiplayer. Yep, that seems pretty fair. I think this is pretty fancy stuff. Thank you very much. Let me run my pitch. So this is called Fates of War. It's a retro fantasy RPG. There's quite a lot of things that you'd expect from a retro RPG. Renasu, thank you very much for the follow. Please correct my pronunciation. But there's some things that make it slightly different. Like first, you notice that this enemy is frozen. That's because when you stand still, everything else stands still as well. So it's kind of like a hybrid of real-time action and turn-based. So as soon as I move, everything else moves as well. Secondly, you have a bunch of spells up here. You can scroll through them, and the spells behave differently depending on which element you combine them with. So you've got 3 elements, you can make different spells with them. So if I use this spell with the mind element, it is a lightning strike, which looks something like that. If I combine it with the shadow element, it becomes a meteor shower, like that. I always think I say shadow shower. I'm not sure which one I said there. Shadow element, meteor shower. Finally, if I combine it with the life element, I get a set of ice spikes, which look like this. It's pretty cool. The Gel Mega, thank you very much for the follow. Super hot RPG, yes. People have said that before. Someone said a 2D Skyrim super hot. I was like, okay, that sounds great. Magic elemental mixing thing. Yeah, it's not unique for sure, the elemental thing, but it's just a pretty important part of the game. Planning's cool, but will never be all according to plan anyway. It is experience. That is true, Ancient Gate, you're right. The last thing is that every spell costs HP. So you can't just spam the same spell over and over. You have to plan what you're doing and budget it. So be strategic about it. And that kind of ties in with the fact that time stops. You've got some time to think about what you want to do to make sure that you don't do anything stupid. So those are the key kind of gameplay mechanics. No mana. Your life is your mana, Can. Your life is your mana. So that's the gist of it. If anyone's got any questions or anything, please feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. Since when have we listened? Forever, Can. Forever. That's been like a core concept of the game since I started it. That's funny. But yeah, so it's pretty big. I'll show you a sketch of the world map. This is a sketch of all the biomes. What's your shoe size? 45 EU size. Life is mana, so blood magic. Yes, kind of, but not evil. Blood magic makes it sound bad. The good magic in the game is the blood magic, as you'd call it, because it's good because it's balanced. You could, like, if you're using it normally, a normal person would only be able to do small things like set a fire or conjure some water or something like that. The bad magic in this case is called consumption, and that shifts the energy source from yourself to the world as a whole. So if you cast consumption magic, you don't sacrifice anything of yourself, you're actually sacrificing like a literal chunk of the world. So that's why in the game, let me bring this up again. In the capital city of the world, Ort, there is, it's like actually crumbling. So this is like a massive hole in the center of the world that's just growing and growing as the game progresses. So that's the story explanation for a lot of this stuff. How long have I followed this game yet? Not realized it. That's pretty funny. I guess maybe you just didn't like hear it or something. I don't know. But yeah, so that's the idea. I don't know if it's in this version of the game, but what should happen if I walk through here is that there should be like little holes appearing in the ground. Yeah, exactly. So as you play the game, more and more of these holes appear in the ground to kind of simulate that the world is crumbling and being eaten apart, kind of thing. Are you building this game with a team? Yes, there's 3 of us. We have Watery Tart, who's hanging out in chat sometimes. He's not here right now, I don't think. He's making the music. We have my friend Carlo, who's making all the graphics. And then me, I'm doing basically the rest, which is mainly programming, but also stuff like design, marketing, business, all this kind of stuff. Like I'm the human glue that keeps this all ticking over. Capital could indeed use a repairman. So yeah, Carlos from Latvia. Indeed he is. He's super talented. And I've never met him, even though we're kind of relatively close. When we first got to know him, I was in Sweden, now I live in Scotland. So we're pretty close, just never met each other. We've known each other for like 15 years online. Green Enough Time music. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Well, better than working with someone Portuguese. That's what I say. Right, so where was I? I was adding maps and such. Still, if anyone's got any more questions or anything, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to talk about stuff. Coast 4 here. So Rock Witch Island, I think is the name of this area here. Rock Witch Island, indeed. Human glue, yeah, that's me. I'm human glue. This seems like quite a large and ambitious game. Yeah, it should take between 3 and 6 months from start to finish. That's my estimate. What did he say about Portuguese? I said I was making a joke because I know Raul is from Portugal, so I was getting him. It's pretty embarrassing considering how little I know yet. I have been here since a couple of months into the game. This is true, but it, like, maybe just like kind of went over your heads. Like I talked about it in the beginning and you've just kind of ignored it or something. You know, what is the color of my ears? Human color, normal. That's the rest of my face. Should I grab a hand? Autobrash, protect me. Ah, don't be creepy, Autobrash. Right, anyway, so we need to move this stuff. So I want most of this to be water. Basically, I'm just going to move the ground layer here. Just going to have this, something like that. Is that about right? Yeah, that's fine, although I want it kind of in the middle, I think. Something about a glass of wine. That's all I get. We work 10 years in a game and in a year we'll have a demo. 3 months for our stuff. It sounds like a funny smiley joke. Well, I mean, that's kind of the same for me, because I've really done almost, like, that was like embarrassing how bad my prediction was of how little time it was going to take. It was like pretty silly. Gosh, I wish it could be faster. That is what she said. Right, so I'm just going to clear this. No, that did not work the way I thought it would. Right, so just gonna be, should I be lazy? Add a bit more. Okay, and then I'll have to make this area here. So we'll add the corners and stuff. That's literally the opposite of what I wanted. Nice, I got it right. I'm very happy. That's not right. It has to be land on the left. When to rest, put on render our new stream overlay results, still rendering, and that on an exaggerated extreme workstation. That's crazy. So what are you working on, Ancient Gate? If you don't mind sharing. Maybe I should make the shouldn't be so like that, something like that. Have you made other games before? I have a long and illustrious Flash game career behind me. You can check out 2 of the better ones in my About Me section. So I have experience in like getting projects to completion. I've never done anything this ambitious before. I've never sold games to end users. It's always either been ad driven or kind of sponsorships and stuff like that. 789, yes, that is that's a Ludum Dare game I made last year. It's very popular for some reason. For some reason, this has so much trouble doing the lava sections. This feels easier. Maybe I've learned from the lava sections, or the graphics are just clearer. I don't know. Something's different. And where does that go? Am I missing something? That's it, right? Yeah. We're making crazy sci-fi realistic game with cinematics, etc. about parallel universe. Some key close-up models took us up to 6 months. That does sound pretty crazy. I used to make stuff in Flash too. I loved Flash. Flash I probably owe, well, I don't know if it's a good thing yet that I'm doing this, but if it turns out that making games is a good idea, then I owe it to Flash. If it turns out that I shouldn't have been making games and it's a waste of time, then I can blame Flash. So that's the way we'll do it. Never anything good. Well, most of my stuff was pretty bad. I did start when I was like 14 or something, probably before that. This is one of our characters in Parallel Universe. Oh, sweet. Oh man, I've seen this one before and asked about it. I didn't realize that's what it was. That's cool. So this is what it'll look like when you arrive there. So then he just did, what did he do? I guess we can just check it out here. Which hut? No, 1710 is one he did. Yeah, I guess he just made a little hole in a hut. Okay. Yeah, I like those skulls there. That's definitely a good idea. Is there any other? Definitely putting a tree there. Don't know why, but it just felt right. So the start of my game dev journey, so interesting to hear all this. Let's see how many years I take. Alright, are you doing indie as well? Just copy this. Yes, just started out with Godot. Oh, cool. I've heard good things. Hello, how's it going with the game, Devin and the Chillin'? Both are doing excellently. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? Is that just layer there? I need to deselect, I think, and then copy. No, that's insufficient copyage. Hello, Shelter Dweller. Just got off school, about to do some stuff. Nice. I'm just thinking about how we can make this look like different. I want to make it like more housey. Maybe that's not easy. I don't know. What about these things on top? That does look better. How small is this world? We're most likely gonna ever meet all of us. You mean we're not gonna meet? How's it coming along? We're doing good here. I'm making this thing here. I'm thinking it's pretty. It looks pretty cool actually. I need to add a little bit more. Oh crud! I'm mixing tiles, aren't I? Discard. Yeah, I might have screwed this up. This one's old. Fine. Okay. I'll use the right one. It's fine. No, not a massive thing. F me, hello! Great to see ya. You made it! What's new with you, F me? Hope everything's excellent. Why is this now 2 again? Get to heck. So do you do all the map level design yourself? No, I do not. That is handled by my colleague, usually, but he didn't make this the way I wanted to, so I've just said, screw it, I'm gonna do it myself. If excellent means depressed, are you actually depressed? I hope not. Gonna go see it and good luck. Alright, Gel Mega, thank you very much for the follow. I hope to see you around again. Have a good one. Does this have a little straight? No, it doesn't. Let's make this a little dusty. I'm enjoying it. The language is easy to pick up, which is good since I haven't done any game programming since some experiments on the ZX Spectrum. Showing my age. I'm not even familiar with it, which probably doesn't really mean anything. ZX Spectrum. Yep, 1982. That is older than me. It's nice to not feel like the oldest for once. I'm definitely beat by a lot of people on Twitch, but I think I'm for sure older than average, than the Twitch average, I mean. So we got some, that heavy one, yes. Do we ever use any of these? Don't know. What is the Twitch average? I have no idea. I'm just guessing. Developed on Spectrums also. That's cool. Age is just a number. The way I see it, jumping into game dev at 40 still gives me 30 years till UK retirement age. Till it changes again. Yeah, I feel like we're never gonna catch up to the changes in retirement age, are we? What would your guess be? Interesting. Site-wide. It depends. How many people are watching, like, you know, like Fortnite streamers and stuff? Those will decide the age. But then you got people that watch, like, I don't know, like the esports, like Dotas and leagues and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm thinking like 20 or something. I'm not sure. I only started to learn programming at the age of 30, and I'm developing a mobile serious game with a small team, so I don't think you can be too old to learn. I like this. You guess 25, that's probably fair. Got team members close to 50, that's cool. Worst case scenario, you can say I suck because I'm old. What's your excuse? Yeah, that's what I'm gunning for. That age excuse. Or something. Beep. %, was 2135 in 2015, just googled it. Wow, that's pretty old. That's way older than I thought. You're 39, cool. Been coding in some form since I was 14. That's probably similar to me, actually. Anyway, let's leave it like that. Let's try it out, see what it feels like, and go from there. Right. So we need to convert these maps to whatever their respective names are. Programming since 7 or 8, that's early. I've always coded on and off though, this is my longest streak since I got back into it. Logo, ask, basic, Fortran, etc. Nice. So 17.6 should be Rock Desert 2. 7 is Rock Coast 5. 8 Rock Wagon. We're in the Rock Wagon. Never even heard of QBasic, Dark Basic. 1. And then 1710 we're not using. We're using the Witch Hut. That's until later. I'm 33 and the oldest in my team. Sometimes it shows because I'll reference games no one has heard of. I have that issue of like, I guess I've heard of a lot of games, but I haven't played many, so like people keep bringing games up in chat and I'm like, oh, never played it. I'm 31. In case anyone wonders. So this one. Oh, we need to update the tile sets.
Thank you for being true.
Nylon Blonde, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. I actually look like younger than 31. Yes! I take care of myself. There we go, that fixed that, which is nice. Right, so what else do we need to do? These are all set up correctly, that's good. We then set up collisions. I thought only girls gonna react this way. I don't know. I don't mind. I don't think I look young anymore. It would be annoying if you're like 21 and people say you look like 13. That's annoying. If I'm 31 and people think I look like mid-20s, I don't care. That's good. I think. Round objects, I think. Something like that. It doesn't matter what it's called actually. Everyone over 30 wants to look younger. I'm not at a point where I care yet. I'm sure I'll get there someday. Actually, these can go from here. They don't belong here. I also don't want to look younger. I already look. What? What do you look? To be fair, I thought I should look 40. That's lies. Nobody believes that. I got asked for ID from the guy at the vape shop a few months ago. It really made my day nice. I like my Professor Albus Dumbledore look. Now I'm intrigued. Okay, so that's done. You also actually should have done this better. You can just go. Can't remember where you were. Were you here? Or there? I don't know. Fine. So that's our collisions. And then we need to create flyways out of that. So is this game Epic Store exclusive confirmed? Hell yeah. Well, I gotta get more wish lists on Steam first, and then when I've done that, then I'm gonna make it Epic exclusive. That's the plan. Okay, that seems fair. No, I made a mess out of this. It's fine. You got studio cats? That's awesome. Deco Zekos, thank you very much for the follow. How are you doing? I think I need to come up with a new thing to say when someone follows, because nobody ever tells me how they're doing. So is that good now? That took a bit too long, I think. Got 2 studio cats and 1 fried UUL. I waited so long for results of one of the artists that at the end I cooked a special dish called UUL that nice. Right, so we need to add rock maps, which should be called something else now. So that's desert 2. Hut, Rock Coast 4, Rock Coast 5, and Rock Coast, not Rock Wagon. So that's what 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, got them all there. That's fine. So what are we doing today? Maps? Yes, indeed. Love the environment tiles I'm seeing. Awesome. Yeah, this one actually is one of my least favorites, I think. I guess it's growing on me a little bit, but it's not, yeah, it required some time for me to get used to it. Sometimes it's hard when you have to look at it all the time. Some of them I really like looking at. I don't know what it is about this one. It's maybe a little too little variation or something, I don't know. Oh, it's the rock coasts again, hell yeah. We love ourselves some rock coasts. How many Easter eggs have you planted so far? I've like noticed areas to plant Easter eggs, but we haven't actually done any yet because I want to leave that till later. There's going to be one big one. I haven't thought about where to plant that. Basically, in all the games I make with Carlo, we always put in the developer room. So it's some house somewhere in the game where you enter and you meet us in game form, basically. You can have a little chat with us. Obviously that kind of breaks the fourth wall, so it has to be like really well hidden. So I haven't decided where we're putting that, but that's going to happen at some point. It's not a spoiler because it happens in every game I make. I guess it's a spoiler if you've never played any of my games before. But you ain't gonna find it anyway, so nothing to worry about. Well, that's not right. Do 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 do. Animal Crossing music is so chill. It's not even funny. Pretty good idea though. I really like it. It makes me fear death a little bit less, knowing that there's a game out there with me in it. I'm immortalized, or at least until the last copy of the game is lost. So Animal Crossing music is best background music for streams in my opinion. Nice. It is like, it's just so calming. It is really nice. Right, so is there anything on the collision layer that should be flyable? Yeah, this bad boy. And that's it. Okay, so you're done. Done. So I need to just keep track of this because... yeah, that didn't work. Let's do Desert one then. This music is really giving the RPG feeling to it. I'm gonna be cheeky now. Yeah, no, this one isn't particularly RPG, but it's chill. How excited for Borderlands 3 are you? I haven't looked at the trailer yet. I saw someone analyze the leak, so before the trailer came out, and some of the stuff they were saying sounded pretty cool. So I was pretty happy about that. I think even if it's taking a direction that I won't like, I think if it still mostly feels like Borderlands 2 or the pre-sequel, then I'm alright with that. I already have the Epic Games Launcher because Subnautica. So they got me. I really don't care though. Okay, so an objects one, yeah, we probably need an objects. I do too for Subnautica and Unreal Engine. Oh, I suppose that makes sense, yeah. So how do you feel about Borderlands 3, Bez? It's not clear from what you're saying. Is there no sand or anything? There is some sand, yeah. So that goes into here. Why are you... There you go. Quite a lot of sand actually. Didn't even notice. Alrighty, I guess that's it. Generally don't like exclusives. Why not? Like, I'm not saying that because I'm gonna go exclusive or anything, but what, like, can you explain why it makes sense to hate exclusives? I probably agree with you. I just don't know the arguments. I was expecting another cool ass villain like Handsome Jack though in Borderlands 3. I don't know about the twins. I haven't looked at the trailer yet. I really should. First time watching you. Target platform, Flash's other games. Welcome. Otiv plays? No, it's not Flash, it's default. And targeting just all the PC operating systems, so Windows, Mac, and Linux, basically. It forces people to download or buy new stuff, but if I've already got it from like the Subnautica, I know that's because they're wanting you, yeah. Imagine just this, you can buy this book, but you can only store it in the bathroom. For example, if I really want Death Stranding, I gotta spend a few $100s on the PS4. That makes more sense, GameLinser, than being mad about a PC launcher exclusive. Because you don't have to spend any money to download the Epic launcher, whatever. I'm sure it's a hassle, but you don't have to spend any money on it, right? Like, I probably agree with you guys. Just give me the ammunition so I can argue with someone if they come in and talk positively about exclusives. If you're correct, feed me it. Epic Launcher searches files in your computer without your authorization. Jägermaster321. No, this is not going to be an Epic Store exclusive. We're just talking about exclusives in general. People are hating on the exclusive on EGL because Steam is more fully featured than EGL. I mean, EGL doesn't have cloud save. That makes sense. Epic Launcher doesn't let Chinese players have access to games, and Epic Games has 10% of the features of Steam Store. But how? Point number one, Bez, from your list makes sense. If you're looking for one game that's exclusive to there, then the feature limitation doesn't really matter. I guess you could empathize with the Chinese players and therefore boycott them or something. Epic Games works for Tencent. Tencent is known for giving into Chinese government. Yeah, I suppose so. Makes sense. Epic cuts less for devs. That's probably because they're trying to get a market share. Okay, the positive is that the launcher doesn't need to compete and they can freely advertise their own products. China owns 40% of Epic Games. Yeah, it seems iffy. I'm more okay with hard exclusive stuff than software exclusive stuff. Hardware, okay. Are there Chinese laws around cloud services to operate outside China? Probably. I don't know. I mean, I don't agree with it, but I'm not as mad about it. Maybe I should be more mad about it. Maybe that's what's missing. I'm not tempted to do it myself. From my point of view, I just want to distribute it to anyone that wants it, however they want it, within reason. That's my approach, but that's possibly just because I'm a small fish in a big pond. What if they steal the game? What if Epic Games steals it? No! And then I'm screwed, alright? Then I'm screwed. Competition is good. I agree with you, Jägermaster. I keep wanting to say Meister, Jägermeister. And then I'll want to drink. Maybe you aren't the target that will suffer from that, but I have to say having 8 or 9 launchers with games is a hassle, and it's stupid and it sucks, and it's not competition. Exclusives aren't competition. Well, they are. Just not the right kind of competition for you. No, okay, I agree with you, Bez. I agree. I think it's stupid. It's like kind of manufactured competition. Like you force people. Like I'm sure that's gonna happen with like Netflix. It's probably already happening with like Amazon and stuff. But like there's gonna pop up like 10 different video streaming services, and then you have to exclude some shows that you would want to watch because you don't want to subscribe to like your number 5 video streaming service. That's kind of the problem. Epic Games isn't competition for us, it's competition for devs. If it's exclusive, you can't find a better price. Can't find a better price, there's no competition to develop. But that's not necessarily true, Bez. Like if I'm handcrafting something and I'm the only one that sells it, that I mean, I suppose I technically have a monopoly on it then. But you're saying that only having one distributor is a monopoly for a certain product. It would be more if only Steam was the only platform you could buy games on, that would be a monopoly. I don't know, maybe you're right. Discord takes 10% of game revenue, as I remember. Itch is 0%, but it's full of garbage also. Itch isn't 0% really, it's optional 0. You're supposed to give them something. I'm gonna put it on Itch, but I'll give them something. Not as much as Steam probably, but a little bit to support. Competition is good. This is not competition. This is literally anti-consumerism. Epic's Games Launcher is only a storefront, while Steam have all these review, cloud save, streaming. With Amazon throwing free games at everyone via Twitch launcher, I can see Amazon playing a huge part in the future of game sales and production, although I'm not sure how Lumberyard has taken off. Scary stuff. That's probably why we should support things like Itch, like have build a little bit more of a free marketplace and stuff. Right, so this is done. Eventually with all this, people start saying, I'll just get it for console. I'm sure they'll find a way to screw that up as well. Next up, we'll add the Coast 4. Now, why do you have other titles? Interesting. Okay. Well, don't have problems with first-party exclusives, but third-party, damn, I'm sorry, I will not buy one game in Epic Store that is third-party exclusive. Google's console could be a game changer. Is that the Stadia thing or is that something else? I've only heard of it, I haven't really looked into it. I thought it was like game streaming, something like that. Right, so here we're gonna do that. We're gonna see if there's anything that needs to go into a ground objects layer. There is, so we're gonna set that up first before we proceed. Stadia is the game streaming service, right? So this is something else. They're doing a console as well. That's crazy. Okay. Monopoly is good for the consumer until crazy managers decide to exclude some creator from the platform. Yeah, well, I mean, that's almost guaranteed to happen very quickly, I guess. Guys, live, enjoy, and angels to all of you. Go into lurk mode, must continue work. Ancient Gate, thank you for hanging out. And what a lovely message as well to leave on. Hope you have an excellent day. I think it's called the Yeti. Interesting. That's same as that mouse microphone brand, I think. I guess it's sufficiently different that it's not infringing on anything. And that's it. Coast 5 next. Which looks like this. Pretty cool. Alright guys, I'm going to take a super quick break. Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. All right. What I think is really stupid is studios accepting exclusive money and telling that it's because of the share Epic Store takes. Then people defend them, and then people buy the game at full price, not having any benefit from the lower share that Epic takes. I don't necessarily see the inconsistency there. So I don't see why the devs would have to share it with the consumers. It depends, I suppose, if the devs are just being super rich or whatever, but if they're struggling, then it makes sense to just keep it, I guess. Epic Store positions itself as a better option for devs. It has nothing to do with consumers. Talking about the consumers that defend the business practices because it's better for devs. Thanks for the catch up, Jaeger. It's like sheep defending the wolves because it's better for the wolves. Well, I'll explain that we sell games at $60 because Steam takes 30%, goes to Epic, and games still cost $60. Yeah, I get that, Bez, but what if it's like, oh, we're almost bankrupt, we can barely survive, now we get more of those $60 and we can make better games? I don't know, that would be the argument. It would make sense. Don't you think? Maybe not? Are you saying game developers are greedy? If you're almost bankrupt, it's because your practices aren't consumer friendly. Look at Capcom. Well, that's not definitely not the only reason you could be almost bankrupt, for sure. You could just be crap as well, to be fair. Do you know anything about indie funds? No, I don't. Do you? If so, would you like to share? Because it sounds interesting. I am indie. I need funding. Depends on the dev or studio. A small indie only developing part-time may not care so much about the percent they get, but a studio paying out 1,000 devs needs to secure as much as possible. Just my take on it. I agree. I would also argue that even the small indie probably cares about the percentage they get, but you're probably in a position of less power because you're small. I'm focusing on big companies because that's where the fight is. Indies, most of them are on Epic with full contracts for keys to being offered. Epic Store doesn't have the platform to have lots of indies there. Yeah, fine. I'm just challenging some of your statements. Sometimes you can be a bit too black and white. Let's export this. Let's see if it comes out right. Export it. Yeah, that looks alright. Epic doesn't go to small indies with contracts. The objective is to get marketplace. To get marketplace, they need big brands and big names. That is true. I agree with you there for sure. So I seeing this as something good for indies doesn't really matter at the moment. Pizza the pizza, thank you very much for the follow. Steam actually contracts publishing indie games? I thought that was the old Steam. Let me have my name covering a third of the screen. Hell yeah. Where were we? So we were working on this one, so we've done the grand object. Yep, that's fine. Then can we do this? I think a lot of the huge game companies are being outperformed with games these days. I'm not too worried about it. I think that's why companies like EA were just going around scooping up game companies. Can I share a link about Indie Fund? I've seen a video about investments for indie game devs and it was mentioned. Yeah, for sure. Please do. Remember, my only issue is exclusives. I don't have any problem with multi-platform. If I was a dev, I would put games on Steam and on Epic, and I would give a 20% discount on Epic. Interesting. But then you... Wait, okay. Bez. As it stands... you're saying Epic is doing things that you don't like. Are you saying you would give a discount on Epic which would support Epic Store? That doesn't make sense.
Thank you for being a true bro.
Jägermaster, thank you very much for the follow. Seems like if you disagree with the Epic Store, you should boycott it. Right, thanks Jägermaster, I'll check it out after the stream. I have problems with the Epic Store, but the biggest problem is trying to force me to use it. Yeah, but then, I don't know, it just seems inconsistent that if you don't believe in something that you'd support it. Go self-publish and hate every second of being a publisher, that's right. I went, no thank you. Copy that. Okay, Dunzo. Then we do the rock wagon, which will obviously need some more stuff added to it in terms of like the NPC and stuff, but for now, I'm just gonna do this. No sand, I guess. No. By the way, I'm procrastinating right now instead of making my first game. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. You can do it. Get stuck in there. You can work while you're lurking. Work while you lurk. It rhymes, so it must be true. That was easy. I don't hate it. And finally, we need to do the witch hut. Get her done. What did I call this? Oh, we don't have a name for it yet. I spent 2 years procrastinating before I actually forced myself to make a decision and start. Yeah, I mean, you can, yeah. We don't know what Jägermaster's circumstances are, but for sure procrastination is dangerous. And it's not being lazy, it's being scared. That's what I find for myself, and I'm sure that's what the studies say. I started this already. Apparently changed my mind, so I'll just remove that because it's irrelevant. But here, Rockwitch Island. So we'll just call this Rockwitch Hut. Yeah, cool. So we need to add stuff here, I guess. That's better. That seems the common aspect of it. Afraid to commit to one decision in case something else may come along. That was my experience between game ideas and engines mostly. Yeah, and I mean, I find that like it's not even, that's a big thing, but I find it on a day-to-day basis. Like, it's just like, I have a task today, like it's something vague, like I don't know where to begin, or I don't exactly know what to do, and that's enough to just kind of scare you into basically like it's easier to just do something distracting instead of focusing on what you should do. I was thinking about starting in high school, and now I'm 25. At least now I've got a better understanding of what I want to make. And what do you want to make? Jägermaster, please do share. We can wrap this. Don't know if it's that way. Nope, it's Y. Yeah, that's better. So, is it? It's fine. Is there actually stuff here? Yes. Fine. Okay, so that's T5. This will be blocks. Gonna be a dynamic depth one. Collision. I'm gonna copy this over here. And then we need to add the layers of the properties. We can do that at the end by opening another one of those files, that's fine. That's how I feel about starting my literature review. I'm researching, but no idea how to get the first line wrote and get the ball rolling. Yeah, I'm with you entirely. I had a couple of months, not last year, in 2017, where I was really struggling. And I did very little work every day just because I was procrastinating so much, because I was terrified of what I was doing. It's way better now, but still a struggle, but way better. It's hard. There's no easy way. Okay, so that does that. So then the witch hut should have all the prerequisite layers, so we can export it and add it, which should mean we'll be able to run the game. Been too long. So if we go to Rock Witch Island, so we'll start in the sea, which is fine. Just want to check what it feels like to walk out here. We could run a zoom on this. That might be too much though. But it would add a sense of significance to the moment, I guess. It's alright, yeah. I don't hate it. So did I say that the Rock Witch Hut has the zoom applied already? That would be good. It does. So that's cool. Okay, so now we'll do the doors. So we don't have script objects? That's weird. Unusual. I guess it's a super old map, so. Okay, well that's weird. We shouldn't have this. Okay, that's better. So I think it's this one. This is a door, and it leads to Rock Witch Island. Start location, Witch Island Hut. That's it. One sizer, I think. Export this and just see if this actually works. So it'll break the game if it goes through the door, but I just want to check that I can go through the door. That's it. I can, so that's fine. The only thing we need to do is add the door. Which is close to what, 400. Beep, beep, beep. Honk, honk, honk. Okay. So this should start as now. It's a bit of a funky location. It's not quite right. I guess that's better. 31519D. Is that really changed? That's what we want. 313181. Okay, fine. If the rest aren't as annoying as that one. Right, so that's done. And then here. Stephen King once said, write 1 page a day and in a year you will have a book. I mean, that's really true for me. Like, I'm just doing a good day's work every day, which on its own doesn't seem to mean much, but put it together and it's starting to snowball into a big thing. Call size 5. This goes to Rock Coast 4. Rock Rich Island. Oh, this track in particular is very good. $920, $530. So now we should be able to walk into and out of the witch's hut. That worked, kind of. 20, 520. I guess just a bit further down, that's fine. And then we won't be able to test this one yet because it'll crash out on the other side, that's fine. next up we'll do Coast 4, because that's connected to here. So this one has a couple of entrances and exits. Rock Coast 4 has 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is southwest. There will be a northwest, bottom and top, and a northeast as well to the desert map. Actually, we should do this one first because it's aligned correctly. This is northeast. This leads to Rock Desert 2, and it will be southwest. I quite like listening to Disaster Piece when working, very chilled game music. I assume you're listening to something that isn't me. Disaster Piece could be a descriptor for me. Good day, people. Hello, Captain, I think. Oh, I Captain. Alright, okay, I like it. I like that a lot, actually, now that I get it. So this one goes to Rock Coast 5, and that will be southeast top. Bottom and bottom. 575740. They made music for The Floor's Jelly and the Rise of the Obsidian. Alright, okay. I just wasn't aware. It's my lack of gaming shines through, I suppose. So these, actually I should have fixed this before. These should have row size. Yup. And need a new project, specialize in online multiplayer games. Anyone got ideas I can steal? Nice. I'm blanking on something funny. I was just something with a battle royale in it, but then just it didn't evolve into a joke, so I'm sorry, I failed. There was a friend who told me to listen to it, so I can't talk. Okay. I should check him out though. I do like chilled game music, that's for sure. Target map Rock Coast 3, and Rock Coast 3 would be northwest. Dota Battle Royale, there we go. There we go. What have you made before? Aye, Captain. Made a battle royale already, I'm afraid. Was a fan some years back. Not anymore. Well, there you go. Is this big stuff, or like, are you a one-man team, or are you mystery captain you? So I believe these are all done. Chuck this over here. So now I should be able to walk from the witch's hut out to coast 4. Eventually I'll start skipping these. So I'll go out here. It does still go a bit funny when it switches like that. It's not great. Anyway, that's perfect. We go over here. I never complete projects. I build all the base. Tend to find myself stumped for artwork. Well, if it's good, you could, like, you know, I don't know, you could pay someone, but maybe you don't have the cash up front. You could go in partnership with someone. If it's good enough, then you could, you know, it would be pretty easy to convince someone to do the art for it, especially if it's already completed, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. Cool. This should work as well. That's interesting. It did. That's cool. That one didn't. So where does that go? Oh, because that goes to the wrong map. Well, it shouldn't. I just not exported this. Art doesn't need to be fancy either, that's true. The world seems empty. Am I too early to say that? Yes, to an extent. There will be enemies in a lot of these maps. There will be some NPCs, though not super many. But yeah, there'll be plenty of enemies to fight. Keep it very simple. It's make a great game. Yeah, absolutely. I've never watched your stream before. What is it you're working on there anyway? It's a retro. Jeez, that must have been loud. Sorry. I've got a vertical mouse that I just got, and I keep bashing it because I am not used to it being so tall. Anyway, it's a retro fantasy RPG, isometric style. We've got magic, various spells to cast and stuff like that. Sorry, Mr. Pizza. That was very loud, and I apologize profusely. So right now I'm just adding a bunch of maps to the world, trying to link them and stuff like that. There we go, that's working. Nice. Oh yeah, Jagermaster. Update my procrastination. Story-based 2D RPG game series with grid map. Okay. To start easy with one character story as one game. That's what we're doing. It's not easy. Maro XD2. Hello. How are you doing today? We'll make first for browser because I'm web dev. Story starts like epic war happened and some worlds must transfer to Victoria's side in X time. Gods choose champions that must pass trials to escape the worlds. You by accident end up defeating one of the champions, means you become the new champion. Then you pass some trials, didn't thought about it yet, and maybe survive. Sounds pretty big, even for a simple beginning thing. That's what I would say. Of course, you could possibly make a simple RPG, but it sounds big. It sounds big for sure. So where are we? We've done this, and this. I'm really good. How are you? I'm also really good. I'm glad to hear your positivity. Let's do Rock Coast 5. And we already know where these doors, how these doors work. One goes there. Thanks, it's years of procrastination. I can understand why, because that is like such a huge problem. Is this your first ever game at all? Have you made anything like really small before? Because that would be my recommendation. Just make a game where the main target is for you to complete the game. You seem to be a good streamer, by the way. Keep it up. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Depending on your experience, break it down into chunks. I'm very new. RPG would be my end goal. Making a simple text adventure just now, which helps me with the dialogue system later. That's a really clever way of doing it as well, and that's kind of goal focused in the sense that you're trying to develop a component that you know you'll need. That's really smart, actually. But yeah, that made me happy. So I just need 2 doors here. Rock, coast, 5, SE, top and bottom. Let's see how this works. Got base clones of vanilla World of Warcraft, Sea of Thieves, Age of Empires, Identity, PUBG, Minecraft, Tibia, all online multiplayer games. They all just need art. Plus I'd like to come up with my own unique idea. Just been ripping off other games for the sake of it. That's mad. Yeah, definitely work on coming up with something yourself. If you're capable of copying games like that, then for sure, yeah. You should come up with something and make it yourself. And you'll have, I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding someone to do the art for it. So we're checking these ones here now. That goes through. Works kind of, but map's busted. Did I suspect there's something wrong with the map and not the doors. So probably miss. Yeah, I thought so. I just forgot to add properties to the ground objects layer. That's fine. No need to panic. Stop panicking, everybody. I believe that if you can come up with an interesting idea to make a game, then the art will come to you eventually. Like, yeah, I've heard people say that if your game isn't fun without any art, then it's not a good game. Like art, unless it's a game specifically just about the art, I'd say that's quite a good rule to follow, is that the game should be fun even if it looks ugly. With Top Rise, some of the hardest parts of these games is the camera angles and AI. Yeah, that's true, especially for the isometric perspective. I mean, I don't use a real camera or any. Well, I don't use any 3D rendering here, but still, the math for an isometric game, I did not expect it to be tricky at all, but it was. Thankfully, I was able to Google. Thank goodness for Stack Overflow. Minecraft was ugly at first, but it's fun. Exactly. My games are fun. I just lose motivation building a world knowing I only have placeholder art. Well, you should come up with your own idea, start building it, and then, like, I don't know what your financial situation is. I'm guessing you're not in a position to stump up like loads of cash up front, which is fine. In which case, once you have a working prototype, you need to look around and try and find broke bump. Okay, there you go. In which case you need to enter into a partnership with someone. I'm sure there would be artists that sell each friend. Okay, hope that's legal where you are. But yeah, you need to partner up with someone then that you can split the proceeds. That's the way to go. So we need to do Desert 2. Does this have... It does have stuff. Any 3D artists in the chat? There you go. That's the spirit. Right, so this one has 3 doors, it looks like. So we're gonna take from coast 4, take this one here. So that links up to here. I think, what would I do? There's some like Discords and stuff you could look at. Probably, I don't know, Reddit, like game dev subreddits and stuff like that might be a good place to search for it. If you have working prototypes that people could play, then you could, you know, link to them, and that would be a really good thing to start off with, I think. You need to connect it. Yeah, I've not used that myself, but sure, that could work. I've made simple games like Pong, pointless platformers, even made mini screen in front of them, but all of them on my old slow laptop with almost dead hard drive. Okay, so you've got a baseline. That's good. I've had tons of fun game ideas that people tend to put me off by thinking they're ridiculous, such as asteroids, but I'll probably still make them in time. I can do 3D art, but you really don't want it. Does this map come after the ice map? No, they're not connected in the world. Let me show you. So the ice map is to the northwest. There's the snow maps here, and there's ice caves around there. If you head west, you come to these rusty deserts, and if you go through the rusty deserts, you reach the rocky coasts on the west of the world. I can 3D model fine, I'm just chalking it, texturing it. I think, I mean, I'm under no illusion that I would be garbage at doing it, but I find the concept of 3D modeling quite interesting, and I would like to try it sometime. I've never actually tried it. Should do that sometime. That looks so good. Well, thank you. I'm excited about it. It's relatively open. There's like gates, but the gates aren't really... It's not like linear. You just have to... Whichever way you choose to go, you just have to solve the problems that face you, kind of thing. 3D is good fun. I can imagine it is. It'd be like sculpting, but you don't need marble or wood or whatever. You can just go for it in a software program. That's kind of nice. So this goes to there, okay, fine. Those are 2, rock goes to 4, fine. This is northeast. It goes to rock desert 1. Maybe not sculpting unless you're in ZBrush. What would you compare it then to then? I guess, do you do, like, you must place like blocks, like, and then like, I don't know, drag them and squish them or stuff? I don't know. Vert pushing. Yeah, okay, that's probably what I'm thinking of. Would be nice to learn at some point, but I'll start out with pixel art. Yeah, that seems safe. Have you heard of Quixel Mixer? It's free for now. It's a very impressive piece of software for making textures. Interesting. So this goes to coast 2. Yep. Rock coast 2. Northwest. You can do hard surface stuff as a sculpt, but it usually ends up mushy. I mean, realistically, what I could do is, and I don't know why I would at the moment, but I have a 3D printer, so maybe I could whip something basic up for the 3D printer, but it's running 24/7 making D&D figurines anyway, so I really shouldn't interrupt it with whatever crap I can come up with. It's got better things to do. This one needs to have its getting switched here. It should have a row size. Yeah. Tend to just sculpt anatomy and clothing. Hard surface stuff would be better in a polymodeler. What kind do you have? Thinking of getting a new one. It's not mine, it's my friend's, but he works in a real job, so he's not home during the days like I am. So he's given it to me, and I'm just running it all day. It is. Let me Google it. I know what it is. This is the name. It's pretty good, but I'd say the caveat is I don't really have much to compare it with. That's the only thing. Almost got the mouse again. God damn it. Ah. I think that was about right. Yeah, okay. Great, thanks. I've been asked around, so I'll check it out. Yeah, have a look at it, look at the specs. I'll tell you, if you like the specs of it, then I mean, I'm printing stuff and it's working. I don't know if I could show you. It's probably not going to show super clearly. There's too much going on. That's my best attempt. Sorry, did I make something loud again? I don't mean to. This is a pretty small model that came out pretty nicely as well. If you want to model stuff for print, I suggest the ZBrush. Has tons of tools for print. Cool, thank you. Recently I've been printing a lot of like animals as well for because I'm the DM for our Dungeons and Dragons campaign, and I'm trying not to be a favorite with my wife, but she's a druid shapeshifter in the game, so I have been taking liberties and printing some animals that she can shapeshift into. I don't think that's playing favorites quite. You should 3D print a full retro cartridge for Fates of War. That would be pretty awesome, actually. That is a great idea, Kroob. I wish you'd messaged my wife that as a birthday present idea, because that would have blown my mind. Love the details. Yeah, they're coming out pretty good. I had to play about with the printer settings quite a lot. Slower print is better, I found. I'm making a board game and wanted to make models for it, but my current printer doesn't work. Ooh, awesome. Mind telling me more about your board game? I'm a big fan of board games. So that's the start locations. Are they in the dictionary? I kind of lost track of where I was. I can only woo one brush at a time. So you're right. No, but that would be awesome. Special edition Fates of War thing, I could send that to people. We could if we could make a little cartridge for it, embed a USB stick in it that has the game on it or something. Would that be really cool? Because it sounds like it would be really cool. Right, it's exported. Chuck it in there. use it as like an SD card holder that contains the game. Yeah, something like that basically. It's based on turn-based strategy games like Fire Emblem and FF Tactics, but super simplified. Well, okay, I don't hate that. In fact, I quite like it. Traditional format. We could do Rock Coast 4 actually. To get to the desert. So that would be up here. Okay, that's interesting. Go through here. So the door works, and none of the others should work. What's the problem with that? What was it that wasn't showing? Let's check out those tiles again, the ones that we're missing. Something hecky is going on there. So what are those tiles? Did I just, maybe I just didn't update them actually, that's probably it. So that's going to be the first protocol there. So Desert 2, so we start on the right map, and then, yeah, because I don't think I actually done that. Well, maybe they're really new, I suppose that could be the reason. So, we'll look at ground 17. Oh, it's just ground 17, right? I'll chuck in block 17 just to be safe, but I think that was fine. So overwrite that. So art stuff, are you like, are you planning a commercial thing with that board game, or is that just like a personal hobby thing, or what are we talking here? Okay, cool. So it's just the tile set was out of date. That's fine. No sweat. Okay, next up, Desert 1. Board game is a hobby. Cool. I made a board game for my wife when I first met her for Christmas, or a card game rather, not a board game. Making a digital game for commercial. Have you told me about that? If not, then please do. Likely not. Right, let's do this. I have a video if you're interested. Absolutely. 3D dungeon exploration game. That sounds cool already. Northeast. Rock wagon. Oh no, you have. I have seen this. I have. It's the one with you fly around, but then you find caves to explore. Sorry, I didn't remember. But this looked cool. Feel free to like share your Twitter or something so people can follow you, because this looks really cool. Nice. I like the avatar looking weary with the damage. Small key. So lots of Zelda vibes, which I'm sure is on purpose. No problem. That model looks really good. Good job on that one. I'm impressed. Southeast, so this will take us to... Yeah, right? That is a really good model. Yeah, Zelda, Spyro, and Mario are my primary influences. It looks great. I've never played Spyro. I think I've seen it a little bit, but you know, character modeling is my profession. Well, you're in the right one then. And northwest. Should have a row size. And to connect these here actually, so you know when we finish we won't be done. Chugging my way through code. Yeah, how are you finding it? You doing it in Unity or rock brittle southeast? Getting a handle on it, that's good. Seven 115 180. One 435 260. Actually, this should work with the maps in place because I've named them already, so I should know what they are. 45. So check this in. Getting there. This one, I guess, just has this missing. Yep. Points to me. Okay. That's working. So we should be able, this one should work. Nope. Rock Desert 1 southwest takes me to Rock Desert 2 in the northeast. Why? That's weird, okay. Guess I just forgot to add this, did I? So 16. That was jarring. I really expected that to work, so I was surprised when it didn't. Okay. already. So let's try that again. Yeah, that's better. So that one works. This one does not, so I wonder if that's just the thing hanging. Yeah, well, that's fine. Okay, let me check, just jumping over to the one that was pre-done already. No, that didn't work. Did I not do this already? So that would be coast 2. I guess that doesn't have a door. Did it never have a door? Should it have a door? Maybe it should. Let's make it happen. That's... don't know which was right there. Hey Nitro Beast, I'm doing good, how are you? Rock coast to northwest. I think he must have forgotten to add it or something. Pretty good, just ran through everything for the podcast today, so hopefully avoid any technical difficulties. And did it go well? Right, I gotta head out. Have a great rest of the stream if you're not still online later. I probably won't be. So thank you for hanging out. It was a pleasure chatting. Hope you have a great day. So this is Desert 2. So if we jump here. Oh, that's a bit busted. What happened there? The animation. Doors work. Podcast isn't until later, but I was just making sure everything's set up. Yeah, that's cool. I was just wondering if like you had any major issues or if it all went smoothly. What is this now? What is all this shenanigans? So why? That is confusing. Well, if it isn't the top as a Brages, well, if it isn't the coolest of SKs. How you doing? So that's just broken. I wonder if that breaks the other one or if that one also is similarly broken. If so, I don't know really why. One of the capture windows was busted, spent an hour fixing it. Woofed! Well, good thing you prepared then. What's this? Where are we even? How's development advancing? Pretty good, pretty good. Oh, this is Desert 1. So that's taking me to Coast 1, isn't it? Desert 1. Yeah, okay. So what? Well, okay, that's I'm fine then, I'll fix this. What's wrong with Coast 1? 1. And this looks fine as well. I'm wondering what the problem is here. Okay, that's confusing. Oh no, I've tested genetic algorithm on my world grid prototype. Just why downsides of being kid. Okay, what about I've been live for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Okay, so this is the brittle. That's fine. Hopefully this works. That would be nice. It does. So let's go to Battle 2 and try Rock Coast 2. Which works here. And here, okay. So Coast 1 doesn't work. Combo breaker. Oh, that's why there's a duplicate here. So, not that one. There's a duplicate here as well. Okay. Does that fix your predicament, kind sir? Suddenly thought of a giant landworm that chases you in a map, so you need to run as fast as you can onto the next map without dying. That sounds pretty cool. We've got plenty of enemies that chase you, I'm sure. Can't think of... I suppose there's a boss that chases you. It's kind of invincible, so you can't fight it, you need to do something else to just defeat it. Yay, it works. That's good. So that's not so serious then. So presumably we have a similar issue in Rock Wagon then. So I wanted this one. No, actually, but maybe, yeah, that's fine. That's easy. Easy fixins. So that goes to here. Having fun with new Risk of Rain 2, that's cool. I really like Risk of Rain, so I'm not surprised. I wasn't sure if it was going to work well in 3D, but I think it's doing pretty well, so good for them. What is this with the game dev and chill font? Is that just what all the cool kids are doing? I presume so. What would I know? I'm old man Braj. I'm just trying to imitate the cool kids. How you doing, Fletcher? It is excellent to see you. Which makes me think, you remember how much first Risk of Rain cost? I think your game should be in that bracket or around. Are you asking or what? What was? Yeah, it is Vaporwave text. Check Old Man Kroob in with the kids. He knows. I'm not a 100-year-old robot. Sure you're not. Just woke up from a 5-hour nap in the middle of the day. Doing alright, Big Roggy. Yourself? I'm doing great. I had pretty good progress today, so I'm happy with that. So that's in. If I export this, I have localized costs. Ah, I see. Well, maybe do you not think they've changed it? Steam price tracker? Is that a thing? Steam price changes? I don't know if... Show search risk of rain. What do you mean, not finding risk of rain? That doesn't sound right. Isn't it on Steam? Risk of rain, okay. It is currently... The base price is 10 bucks. I was hoping to charge more than that. Steam price cracker cracking Steam like Terry's chocolate orange. Yeah, I was hoping to get away with like 15 bucks, hopefully. $5, no thank you. Hey Viktorov, thank you very much for the follow. Risk of Rain 2 is like 20. Well, yeah, that's more like it, but of course that's got a following and stuff already. I ain't got none of that. Risk of Rain can charge less because of the success of the first one, I think. Well, that was the first one, is priced at 10 bucks. I don't know if it ever was higher. That's the current Steam price, and then the Steam price has got like sale information and stuff, so I'm not sure if they've permanently lowered it. I'm not sure. Did I say I'm not sure? I think I mentioned it. So hopefully this isn't busted anymore. It is busted, super busted. Did I... Ah, I got it wrong. It was out of 500, so... I got 340 would be 160. That's it. One of the things I've seen from Twitch game dev releases is that some devs overprice their games and then don't sell many copies. Not saying your idea of 15 bucks is bad, but something to think about. Well, the only one I know of, you talked about 2 of them, I think. I checked out Trout's game, and I think we're very different in scope. I don't know what he priced it at, to be honest, but do you have an example of an overpriced or potentially overpriced Twitch game dev release that I could look at? Because that would be good to compare with. I'm really interested in seeing how long the playtime for this game is, because I have no idea how long it's actually going to be. So I'm like super curious about that. Selling only during sales. Well, isn't that the reality for most game releases, is that they most of their sales come during sales? Shocker. Alright, so that's those added. That's great. With game prices, I tend to look at how long I can sink into the game. With an RPG, that is usually pretty good, so don't mind higher price. Yeah, hopefully that's the case. This isn't gonna be like an 80-hour Divinity Original Sin or whatever, but Mike and Principal's Thrusty Ship is around £15 in the UK. Sold 24 copies since launch 3 months ago. Well, £15 is like what, $20 or even more? 15 gibips to USD. That's not USD. So £15 is, yeah, it's about just under 20. That's crazy how badly the pound is doing. I think if it had been priced lower, it may have sold more copies, but I have no experience releasing games, so take all of this with salt. Loads of salt, endless salt. Well, I did, oh, it's not on here. I did check out Mike and Principal's stream once, but I don't know him very well. Like a freshly discovered salt mine of salt, nice. Right, so pilot your thrusty ship in space, fight gravity, collect cores, and smash a bunch of space junk, but watch your fuel. A thrusty ship's only mate is yourself. So to me this seems like way more arcadey. I don't know how many levels there are in this, but Korea's on Steam, can always ask Jason. I don't know him that well. I've raided him a couple times, but I don't know him that well to ask about that kind of stuff. It's probably quite touchy information, isn't it? 72 levels. So it'll be hard. Not many reviews, it looks like. 2 hours, 1 hour, 7 hours. 7 hours is quite long. 4 hours, 4 hours, 7 hours, 43 hours. Woofed. What? Okay, that's weird. 7, 8. Yeah, so quite a lot of hours people have put in. I think if it had been sold around the $5 mark, it would have sold significantly more copies. I think it's, yeah, this is a very different game to what I'm doing. So I'm with you, Fletcher. I agree with the argument here, but I think this is very different to what I'm doing. So you see, all of them are people who got free keys. Yeah, it makes sense to get some reviews and stuff, I guess. No, okay. I appreciate the input. I think I will choose to say my circumstances are different, because I believe they are, hopefully. There absolutely is a risk of overpricing, but there's also a massive risk of underpricing, because not only do you make less money, obviously, per unit sold, but also you're sending a signal about the quality of the game. Now, that can go wrong, of course, so I'm not saying it's a similar game, just saying the punishment of overpricing. Yeah, but it can swing both ways, because like if I released Fates of War for like $2 or something, then I'd make like some sales, but I'm not even. I'm like, I would actually think I would possibly make more unit sales at a higher price, because $2 just seems wrong. Like it's too low. It sends you a signal that the quality is bad, something like that. Definitely, it's a double-edged sword for sure. Right, I need to wrap it up there. I'm thinking I raided Tobor recently, but I could do Tobor, or there's a lady called Rose Rainblood. It's finding a balance for sure. This is why I never get to this point with games. I just move on to the next project. Really? I didn't know that about you. That's news to me. So I'm gonna type them out and chat. £2 very short gameplay normally. Exactly. So if I priced my game at that, people would get the wrong idea about the game, and it would harm my sales, I believe, from what I know. Sold on the name Rainblood, but Tobor is good too. Yeah, so if anyone's got any preferences, I'll take it into account. Otherwise, we'll go for Rose, because Fletcher expressed an opinion. Right, guys, I have to give massive thanks to Tim Bodett and Rock Knight Studios, who both came in with some pretty chunky raids earlier, which was very kind of them. So you guys should check out Rock Knight Studios and Tim Bodett. They're both awesome people. And thank you, Artabraj. If you like Fates of Ort from what you've seen on stream, do go on to Steam and wishlist it. That would be awesome, and I would love you forever. And also, if you haven't followed already, please do so now, because I'm going to stop streaming. I'll be back again tomorrow, but this will be it for today. And then you'll miss me and you'll never see me again, which sucks. Anyway, take care of each other and have an excellent day, and see you later.